carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife, so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven, catch a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness. Every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week, you'll receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's 2 curls out of the 1 potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the 2 colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. Upon my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat 'em. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in 2. Serve them on the half shell, just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this, drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast while they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen vegetable mincing knife and noodle cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat, once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these, cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here's a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season, when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now, here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife, so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go round the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now, this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely.
Evening, everyone. Not going to see that last tool. Or maybe I am that last tool. Going to be doing milk bread from scratch. Welcome in, John. Already got some milk with yeast and sugar chilling here. Welcome in, Midget. We got the leftover pork from Friday, and I'm going to use that along with some caramelized onions. I'm going to stuff the bread, and and then put them in the oven all together. So we have sort of like pull apart rolls that are stuffed, and they're nice, soft milk bread style bread. And so that means we have to get started by cooking our little bit of starch here. I'm not even going to try and properly pronounce the proper term for this, but more or less doing a uncooked roux here. A little bit of a fresh whole wheat bread flour. New bag of flour. High protein, whole wheat, fine flour. Oops. There you are. Now you can see it. And let's see, where's this one out of? Oh, this one may be out of California. A lot of other stuff comes out of Oregon, though. But it's my local source. So we need just a couple tablespoons here to start. Two tablespoons of flour going into the pan. Sort of am tonight. Hey Mama Bear, welcome in. How you doing tonight? What's new? We're gonna need that later. Doing 3 tablespoons of water. Basically the last of the half and half, or 3 tablespoons of milk here, supposedly. That wasn't 3 tablespoons. I'm going to give it an extra tablespoon of water. Don't have more dairy. That is the last of the dairy in the house. So we'll throw that on flame real quick. Just gonna get this heated up until it sort of ribbons, thickens up. Starting to thicken up now. I'll turn the heat off now. Nice. Well, we're happy to, I'm happy to have you here, Mama Bear. So if you guys are coming in, you hadn't caught already what we got going on. I've got 2 cups, cup of milk, healthy handle of yeast, and half cup of sugar in here. I've just cooked up some water, some milk. I'm using the last of my half and half, and a couple tablespoons of flour. That's going to be our tangjong. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but essentially, as I see it, we're cooking some of those starches and breaking them down, and we're making it so that it's just that beautiful dessert there for that yeast, and it just helps the flour along that much more. Just set this over here to cool down to room temp. Let's see how our butter's doing here. Is our butter still cold? Let's go ahead and throw that in there. Yeah, we need it for the egg. Now the butter was soft. I wouldn't call it room temp though. So somewhere in between. My last egg. Okay. So we got that. That should be nice and cooled down now that we've whisked all that butter and cold egg in there. So we'll set that aside and we'll get our regular flour together here in a large bowl. Going to need both of the big boys for this. Mix it in one and let it proof in the other. wet from me washing it a little bit before started the stream here. Need to stop giving Logitech free commercials here. And so we're going to mix all that, combine all this together here, and spend the next, 20 minutes kneading. A little bit of a workout. Oh, I forgot my salt in with my flour here. So we're going to mix the salt separate from our yeast in here, which is over there. This is sort of like wheat soup right now. Or what's the name of that all-purpose sauce? It's essentially just wheat sauce. Again, this is sugar, yeast, and milk. I set that up a couple minutes before stream just to get the yeast going, give it a bit extra time to do that and get them as situated. I don't know, I think my sniffer's sort of broken today. I turned on the heater in my house here a week or two ago, at least in the winter, or at least in the nighttime, and it just dries everything out. Ooh, battle. I need to get my, I have a humidifier for my bedroom. Little personal thingy. I need to refill that because I got the heater on. Let's do our battle. Nice little lag there, guys. That's lucrum. That it did, Mama Bear. Let's do it again. Looks almost identical, except there's more graves this time. Yet this is supposed to be an easier map. Alright. So just going to keep mixing with the spatula here until we get a little bit of a more cohesive dough here. This is still going to be really wet once it gets all mixed. It doesn't look that way right now, but actually it's looking drier than I thought it did. It should be. But I followed the recipe. Yes. Doesn't have to be. It is bread flour in the recipe, though. Yeah, this is about what I expected, actually. Doesn't want to hold... it wants to stick to everything. Welcome in, car guy. Hey, German dude. What hands off of work often work a little bit better for kneading and handling dough because the water doesn't want to stick as much. But what I was really planning on doing here, I'm just doing this in the board instead of the bowl for the 20-minute kneading time here. Well, milk buns, or milk bread, is a Japanese, I believe Japanese, but definitely Asian technique for making bread that is extremely soft. I mean, your idea of white bread is sort of what we're after here tonight. And that's accomplished through what I've already done, which is cooking almost sort of like a roux some of the flour. So you break down some of the starch, and that in turn makes a little bit easier for the yeast to consume everything and do more in less time with less effort, sort of a thing. But I don't know the full science there. You guys can Google it if you want. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I am going to be prepping my dinner. So, going to be doing my Thanksgiving for one. That Wednesday, which is not this upcoming Wednesday, but the next Wednesday, I won't be doing the ingredient vote challenge, which is looking like it's going to be eggnog. I don't have Discord open, so I don't really going to show it to you guys right now, but the vote is going on in Discord, and I believe prior to me starting the stream here, eggnog was beating McDonald's fries 4-1. So these are going to be really soft, light, but made with whole wheat buns, and they're going to be baked, and they're going to be stuffed with caramelized onions and some of the leftover pork from Friday. And I mash that all up, season it up, and so it'll be looking a little bit like dinner rolls here, hopefully, when we're done. But they won't be dinner rolls when you bite into them. Oh, how so? For dessert? I mean, I'm sitting here thinking that I could probably make a dough with it or something like that and use it as a base. But to be honest, I hadn't even really thought heavily about... I've actually been thinking more about eggnog, but... I can picture it. I mean, Well, yeah, I can picture that, yeah. I was picturing it differently initially there, but... Yeah, but like a crispy sweet potato. Definitely still need work here. We're getting there, though. Plenty of sugar in this dough too, and this ain't gonna be for a dessert though. White bread might as well be dessert though. My slip pad ain't working too well these days, apparently. Looking pretty good here now. Nice, smooth, elastic dough. Still sticking a little bit. Still gonna have to go at this a little bit longer. But definitely getting close now. Oh, hey, this might have been nice. Thank you for the follow, Dunch Miner. Welcome in. How are you this evening? Making milk bread, working on kneading that. We're on our last 5 minutes or so of kneading here before we allow this to rest. I'm going to stuff this with some pork. I made a pork roast on Friday. I'm going to use some of that pork left over along with some caramelized onion. Stuff that in there. Going to be making a kohlrabi coleslaw. Thank you for the follow, Practical Escapist. Going to be, and yeah, that's basically it tonight. Stuffed milk bread and coleslaw. I'm doing pretty well tonight. No worries. Yep, not nearly as sticky looking now, is it, Mama Bear? Much more elastic. It's amazing what 20 minutes of kneading will do. Nope, still more. There we go. Allow him to rise for 90 or an hour to 90 minutes. Actually, we'll leave this here for the moment. Move on to making our caramelized onions here next. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup first. I don't know, I always try and wash these guys out, and I can get my bottle brush in there, but I don't know, I just feel irked putting my bottle brush in there just to get that in there when they're going to have to clean it out anyways. There always seems to be a line where bacteria takes over. Welcome in, Big Davy. How you doing this evening? Much more evening for you than me right now. Or morning. Nice. Well, as long as it's planned off time, I know a lot of people are not taking planned time off time. That works. Scrub brush. Give our counter a quick go because we did our bread on it. It's not nearly enough soap suds for me. Bottle. And we'll get into our onions and our slaw and lots of cutting time here. Sorry, I'm sort of pausing here, but we got we got to wait on that dough to rise, and then we have to wait for a second rise on it. So, killing a little bit of time here tonight. The last time I tried to make milk bread on stream, it was half done ahead of time. I decided to try and do it all on stream here tonight. Whether or not that's quick process or not. Okay, let's do our battle. Congrats, Lucrum. Ooh, scrolls for me. Barbarian and healer scrolls. Nice. Let's take the hard route. We got some people here. I'm going to start down here in the corner and sort of sweep the map here, I guess. Because you never know where the stuff is. Yeah. Where are we going next here? Board. Grabbed an onion there, but my hand came up looking like that, so I don't think I'm going to use that onion. That being, I believe, probably mostly mold spores on my hand there. That's a lovely feeling. You keep moving on me, camera. That is not where my board is. There we go. It's a little bit better. A little bit. One sec. True blue archer. What level you have to be a true blue archer? Fit back in there. I seem to be working sort of in slow motion today. I don't know what the deal is, sort of. I mean, I'm sort of taking a little time here for the dough, but I think the watching the Formula One race this morning and waking up at 2 in the morning to do so sort of screwed up my internal clock, and so all day I've been sort of like my body's been like, aren't you supposed to be asleep right now, sort of a feeling. Yeah, I enjoyed it. think several people could have done better. Sort of surprised by Hamilton winning it. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but sort of hope that Max could have done a little bit better with that. Sort of wish he was on pole, too. Not a big fan of this Racing Point team. Thank you for the follow. I'm not even going to guess your delete speak. Start a pan there. Cast iron with some sunflower oil. The lights just flickered. I didn't like that. But the rain races are always the more interesting races. I mean, you always get the rest of the crowd mixed in there. And yeah, while Hamilton did win and did win his championship today, but Mercedes, I mean, they won their championship the last race. They're sort of like, nah, whatever, from now on. But you still have some decent races with... I know midfield's all still racing for their positions. You got Renault still worried about where they're landing up. You got McLaren probably still racing. Sort of excited for McLaren next year. That should be an interesting mix-up or match-up there with Danny Ricciardo and Lando. Should at least be fun from a social media perspective. Okay, we got our pan nice and hot. We're going to turn that down to more like a simmer. Simmer. Let's switch mics for you guys. Thank you for that gift sub. Or thank you for continuing that sub, Mama Bear. Appreciate that. Thank you. And welcome back to the brigade. Pinch of salt. How are we looking on our battle? Nice. Take a look at how we're doing with our Discord vote. It is looking like eggnog is going to win it. I'm going to put a towel over this actually, because I do have the fan blowing here. If it was just open air, I wouldn't worry about it drying out that much, especially with the oil over it. But better safe than sorry here. And maybe with a cleaner towel. So just the dirty part looks is there. That it is. And I do love me some eggnog. We're going to have to have an eggnog drink with our eggnog dinner if that happens here on Wednesday. But we now have a whole bunch of votes in the ingredients suggestions channel. And so, yeah, lots of stuff to choose from here now too. Relatively low, around the point that it boils. Yeah, a little bit over than that. Solid boil. Definitely not a sauteing heat. They're down lower than that now. Although I did start it with high heat to get a lot of that steam energy going. You want to more sweat your onions than sear them when you're trying to caramelize them. And in fact, you may want to add more moisture in. You want to add more, maybe some more stock, or maybe some apple brandy, or something along that line. Add a bit more moisture, add a bit more steam, and continue to cook them. Alcohol is not steam. It'll still give you the same cooking effect in this sense. So, but you're more cooking them down until all those sugars caramelize. It's different from, a lot of people think just getting color on onions is caramelizing them. And to a degree you are caramelizing sugars, but you're not getting the same flavor that if you go low and slow. You're going to get, the onions are going to react differently. They're going to have a different texture. There's also some onions that are absolutely horrid for turning into caramelized onions because they're still like stringy. They hold on to their texture. But a fair number of them do pretty well. Well, let's throw a little celery in there. I don't mind a little celery. Sorry for bumping the camera there. I think celery in my coleslaw is a welcome thing. Or kohlrabi. Or cabbage. I'm going to turn this down even more now because they're starting to stick. And I'm actually going to start adding a little moisture. I'm going to start with some water here. I agree with you on that, usually, XPie. But one, I don't have beer in the house right now, I don't think. Do I? Okay. What do I have? Nope, that's not going in there. Okay, the only beer I have in the house is Lagunitas IPA. No, I'm actually sort of thinking XPie. I'm thinking it's a decent local booze to me. I'm thinking maybe a little apple brandy. Welcome in, Raiders. How you doing tonight, Ryan Howe? Thank you for that raid. Thank you. Welcome in. I'm just gonna put that anywhere. Making milk bread. And we got milk bread going. This is proofing right now. It's got probably about another hour to proof here. And then we're going to be stuffing it with the caramelized onions that I've got on the stove. And I was just starting to work in on making some coleslaw and some curtido, which is basically the same things, except one I'm going to have as more of a slaw. The other one's going to be fermented for later on. How do I want to do this? Just cutting without thinking here. Thank you for the follow, Skullstone. So what were we cooking tonight, Ryan? Playing some Fortnite? What were we up to? Late to the party? Not at all. And this is going in coleslaw, so we're going fine chop here. Also have Stream Raiders going on here for any of you Raiders. Oh, I'm sort of doing it by knife, which is not really the way it's typically done. A lot of people pull out the mandolin. Or some sort of automatic chopper for them. You'll work. Those new in here, I use this guy for scraping across the board and all that sort of stuff, because that'll just dull down your blade. That way I can sit here and toy around with stuff as much as I want to without worrying about making this dull. And a lot of people will switch over to the back of their knife, which I do some, but for me it's sort of like I much rather just put the blade somewhere where I know it is and not have to worry about which side's up, which side's down, where's... And then people say, but you were scraping it this way. You notice it's not against the board. That's true, Skullstorm. Of course, a lot of people rush into knife skills thinking that speed is the main goal, which it is not. Both keeping your fingers and having a good product are much more important. Yep, that's it, Skullstorm. I'm going to leave the skin on. And I have been grating carrots lately. I'm going to chop these tonight. Thank you, Dutch Miner. And cheers to y'all. Especially with raisin, huh? Okay. I wasn't thinking of throwing them in there, but I have them. I'm probably not making a custom coleslaw dressing for most of you guys' tastes because I'm relatively certain I don't have mayo or egg in the house right now. I'm pretty sure I used my last egg for that bread here tonight. Turn that flame down a little bit more even still. Yeah, let's add a little brandy. I could, midget. I don't want to open the bottle just for that. It's much easier to open up a bottle of liquor that I don't care that I have to keep it in the fridge or something. Got a big hit of herb when I did that for some reason. I don't think of apple brandy having a lot of that herb to it, but I had a sort of like anise scent when that cooked. Nutella and caramelized onions. Well, can't be that horrible, since Nutella is little more than cocoa sugar and oil and your fat. Dutch miner, the people you don't talk about. No, but just about anyone that's a professional chef for, whether they're in business or they're a media personality, they want to control their image. And they don't want their chef saying what they've done or what they have. There is the rare occasion that they get away with that, but oh no, nothing like that. I did have at least rather strict menu guidelines. I think we're good there. I'm going to cut the heat on those and let those just coast in the warm pan. Nice. I don't have a ton of experience with it, so why I'm throwing in coleslaw tonight. I've gotten it a couple of times. And it was given to me as far as my weekly veggie haul from the farmer. One of the ones on my list that I need to learn to work with more. A little bit midget hedgehog. I rent my house and I have a single raised bed, so I do a little bit. I raised some tomatoes this year. Most of it failed on me. I'm not quite sure what, but something had a good couple meals out of it, whether it was birds or gophers or something. There is a wire mesh on the box, so it's probably not gophers, but there are a ton of voles around here. Yeah, he took out chives, 6 strawberry plants before they even really took off, a bunch of carrots, but not all of them, and my pepper plants. Oh, and 3 watermelon plants. But I got some tomatoes out of the deal. And a thyme plant and a sage plant that I had before that. And I have a dwarf Meyer lemon tree with 6 or 7 small lemons on it right now. It's right in season right now. Ah, I missed the battle call. Let's do our battle. Victory. Congrats, Metro and Entropy. Alright, we'll go from there. Metro being the team player there with the epic flag bearer. Elvin does. Still trying to make out that one. And Midget Hedgehog with epic placements on the battlefield. Feeling a burr on this side when I'm doing that. That's why I kept doing it. to do this. Sticking my blade. Don't like that. This is how I should have cut the first half. Even though it's taking me a little bit longer to make this first set of slices. we're going to use both of these. It's actually getting time here. I need to get back to the milk buns here, or milk bread. So I'm actually going to stop here. We'll come back to the cabbage once we're proofing the buns once again. We're gonna, in the meantime, cut up some pork. We have our roast from Friday. Let's see. Maybe leave myself one nice chop here still. We'll see. Again, since I butchered this myself, I didn't cut the base of the... You buy this from a butcher, this is going to be cut right there. A little bit of extra fat there. We'll keep the nice stuff that's gotten a sear on it. Make sure we don't got any bone chips going on down here. Our lovely thermometer probe. This has all been cooked, but I'm using my protein board anyways. We'll see how much we get here. I think this should be enough. Especially with... Yeah, we should be good with all the onions and everything. Turn the heat back on in our pan there. Throw this little guy in there. That was the piece with the... There's a piece of cartilage that runs through the loin there. I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but that was the piece of cartilage that runs through the loin. And so I'm just going to use that to grease up our pan here a little bit while we work on the rest. So what we want for spices and seasoning here, let's do some cayenne. Hydrate. Cheers. A little smoked paprika, if only for color and a little smokiness. Do a little ancho chili. Doing milk bruns, but this is definitely not Asian flavors here. And let's do a touch of cumin. A little mustard. I hear you and smell you back there, Pam. Close the bedroom door so I don't get myself the smoke alarm going off. Add a little water to our pan as well, because we're just really reheating this. Well, we're not even really reheating it. We're just sort of mixing it together, get all the spices together, and make it all yummy and happy. Salt, pepper, and MSG. heat. Just mixing everything together here. Breaking up those onions, using the meat to do that. Oops. Spreading it out against the pan to help cool it back down again. So we'll get this out of our way. Pork back in the foil here. Let's take a look at our dough here. Well, that hasn't risen much. It's risen a little bit, but not much. Give my cast iron a rinse out here and heat that up so that it's nice and clean and ready to use again. Not sure. I did whole wheat last time and it didn't rise for me much last time either. So I'm a little wondering what's going on there. I'm wondering what I'm doing wrong here. We're going to roll this out, or rather we're going to break this into 9 and then we're going to roll it out. Welcome in, Kitchen Confidence. How has your trip been? In a good way, I hope? Sort of hope it sort of diffuses rather than causes people any anxiety. Oh, okay. Ramen is kicking in now. Nice. So we're breaking this into 9. Did I just do that wrong? I did just do that wrong. We're breaking this into 8. Pretty good. I was hopeful that this dough had risen a bit more than it has, but I am not upset. It's only my second time trying to do the milk bread method, or rather the Tongyan, or unsure of the proper pronunciation there. You got leftover pork, gonna fill these with leftover pork. Some caramelized onions, they should be nice and tasty. What'd you guys end up doing other than the ramen? I only checked in a couple of times there. I saw you streaming earlier. I caught you sitting outside of a restaurant looking at a menu and driving around a little bit later. Got our pork and onions here. Hot pan back there. Come on. Pinch together, roll. I only spent 20 minutes kneading you. Outdoor eater and pizza party. That sounds always fun. I'd live with that. Not very Chinese in my spices, or Japanese in my spices here. They're more Mexican. You got some chili powder and cumin and smoked paprika. Yep, so that's not very well pinched together. Hello, Stasia. There's a few of us. Both for stream raiders and as being chefs. What time is it there? Here in Northern California, it's about 6:30 almost. Early mornings for you guys. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. I think I'm maybe going a little light on the amount of pork I'm putting in these. We'll see here. Trying to keep one hand clean to work with the dough. This guy just doesn't want to seal. Let's do our battle here. I went and missed that again. Oh, that's a little bit loud, I think. I was going to turn that down last time. Close. I think we got this one though. There we go. Victory. Congrats, Stasia, Entropy, and Head Mama Bear. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't turn that audio down a little bit there. Yeah, I don't remember that being 100 before. I remember that being more like 75. It was still a little warm, a little hot, a little loud. Work brain. Let's do 65. See what goodies I got. Got a new barbarian upgrade and a healer upgrade. On to the next battle. Is this the boss, or you got one more for the boss? This would be a rough one anyways. These guys are all warriors, so probably do better with more pallies than rogues in this one. Actually, rogues won't be very useful at all in this one, I don't think. Anyways, back to filling bread. Thank you for that follow, Snooky. Get a little tight there. Went a little too far with that one. Oh well. Not a great bottom on that one, but I can't do that one much more. Gonna have another one like that if I do that. Why, thank you, Kitchen Confidence. Thank you for that follow, DKB. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a lovely evening. Oops, got my pans over here. We'll see if we can fit them in there. It's a non-stick pan, but I'm still going to grease it with some butter. And put Mr. Mess Up in the center here. We're going to give those another 30 minutes or so to hang out. Meanwhile, we're going to get our oven warming up. Thank you, DKB. I'm glad you like my buns. So we'll go back to cutting some slaw here. Well, if anyone's new into chat here, welcome. I cook here on Wednesdays Fridays and Sundays, starting at 4:30 Pacific times. I'm in Northern California. We do wine a lot of the time. Taking it a little light this week, but tend to do cheap supermarket wines. And on Wednesdays, I have a ingredient vote challenge going on in the Discord. So if any of you guys are interested in trying to challenge me with something to cook with, I welcome your entries to that. This week, the vote is between eggnog or McDonald's French fries. And that would have to be used for both dinner and dessert on Wednesday. Right now, it's looking like eggnog's going to win that one out. Making 2 batches of slaw here. I'm going to do a sort of basic coleslaw. And then I'm going to do a fermented slaw. Just because I've got all this cabbage. I don't plan on using all of it. I'm not going to make myself probably going to get another cabbage here this Friday when I get another veg box. About the only other thing that I want to throw cabbage in right now is maybe make some sauerkraut. But the problem is I don't mind sauerkraut, but I don't use sauerkraut on a ton of stuff. And so it doesn't make sense to make a gazillion gallons of sauerkraut. I mean, it's not bad on a dog or something, but how often do you see me doing that here? That I could. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with cabbage. This is a matter of, am I gonna do them? I haven't done I can't even pronounce it. The street dish, Japanese street dish. That's typically done with cabbage too. Okonomiyaki. I'm so horrible with other languages. I'm so horrible with language, period. Yeah, that. Thank you, Kitchen Confidence. It's a good dish. I've had it several times. Don't think I've ever made it. No, I haven't made it that I remember. Just for the camera. The whole. Hello, Just Judo. Welcome in. A lot of coleslaw here. So this is our carrot. I got some cute celery in there, and our kohlrabi's in there. Still don't have a little heat in there. For goulash, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not keeping up with chat here. Mixed with sauerkraut, and the only variety that I like it. I'm not familiar. I'm going to look that one up. I mean, I could do cabbage soup. I've done stuffed cabbage. I'm just kidding. I'm only going to do 3 of those. And I'm only doing it for part of this. The curtido, or the fermented part, is going to get the heat. It's also going to get the umami. Whereas the coleslaw, it's just going to be fresh. Actually, let's wait on that because we're only putting that in half because we got to do onion. Nice. I will look that up. We're definitely into soup season here too. Oh, come on, onion. Well, when I'm doing a coleslaw dressing, which I'm not going to do a standard coleslaw dressing tonight, my standard coleslaw dressing is a egg emulsion, so it's starting off of like a mayo. But I use a ton of honey in it. I'll put some celery leaves in there, and maybe a little coriander, and just leave it as that. Just sort of like a sweet, creamy sauce with a little bit of herby to it. Your traditional salad dressing or salad cream, or it's really just thinned out mayo with some sugar added in. I mean, that's really what you're doing when you're doing traditional coleslaw. Well, that depends on your definition of them. I've certainly done borscht. Russian salad, I'm not sure what you're referring to. But I'm pretty sure that borscht is just a vegetable soup. Everyone around here in the States always equates it to beets, which is a vegetable. But from my understanding, it doesn't even have to have them. Might just go with some oil and vinegar tonight. Maybe sweeten it up with some honey. But I used my last of my eggs with the buns. We up to heat here yet? Nope. Used the last of my eggs with the buns, so I can't make a mayo with that. I don't have a mayo base here in the house, I don't believe. Nope. No mayo. Well, this curtito isn't too far off from a sauerkraut. It's just got a bunch of other veg in there. It's essentially just a lacto-fermentation, but with a little pepper, a little heat, and you got some cilantro, throw it in there. Why don't you start? Or are you not checked? I'm not paying attention to who's saying that. Oh, kitchen confidence. I'm still getting it everywhere. Just trying to be cool and do 2 spoons and try and get it all mixed in the same bowl. But there's too much in here. Orange death sticks? You don't like carrot? This just had olive oil and the bread in it. I'm gonna live with that for the salad. We'll do that for tonight, and this will be for the ferment. That's a rather thick piece. Oh wow. I've come across people that can't do onions. Don't think I've come across anyone that can't do carrot. Wow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, because I love carrots. Been cutting too much. My shoulders are... And like even the dude that I knew that couldn't eat onions, like, would still try them because it was obvious he would have issues with them, but it wasn't like, it's more like me with coconut, where it's an irritation. It'll make my skin irritate if I use products with it. If I eat it, I don't really feel all that great. But it's not like I'm gonna go into shock. Kappas are back to... You don't have golden kappas anymore. Yes, these are Serranos. Now I'm running my thumb with an open cut down. Feels great right now. Oh, that's not good. But hey, at least he didn't go to the bathroom. Well, I can understand it took him a while. I mean, you gotta wash your hands like 20 times that time. I mean, unless you enjoy certain things. Certain tender parts of skin burning. That's why you always make fun of the chef that goes to the bathroom with their apron on. Disgusting. People go out and take their smoke breaks and everything without taking their apron or any of their protective gear off, and it's disgusting. Nice! Oh, is he having a rough time? Oh, battle's ready. To our battle. Nice. Yeah, that's a little bit. Still too loud to you guys? What do you think? I don't know if you really consider it if you consider it eating pho or ramen without drinking the broth. Pho. Ah! I don't know if we're gonna do this. This guy's just killing us. Might have this. Might get it. Victory. Gret Stasia, Head Mama Bear, and Do Awful Gamer. Ooh, I get some scrolls. What's this other thing? Shadowflame Warrior skin. Nice. Boss guy. Probably the last one of the night here. Oh no, we got longer with the buns. We'll probably do one more after this. Bombers. So, definitely a rogue-friendly map here. You gotta crash, you gotta crash. happy if you're just joining us. Ooh. So we got that. What else are we going to throw in with this? I think I'm good with all that too. Grab ourselves a jar here to ferment in. See what I got here. That's not what I want. That's way too small. Hi there. I guess we're doing probably 2 of these. Might even be 3. So we're going to add a little vinegar to this. Just a little. Not a ton. Mostly relying on the salt. Oh, I left it on the battle. There we go. Well, it's in here already. Keep seeing pieces and they're hard to grab. There we go. And thicker pieces like that. I never did. Hey, New York Slice, welcome in. I enjoy me some red bell pepper. I really like red bell pepper in my fermentations. So I wish I had some for this tonight, too. How are we doing tonight, New York Slice? And that's conventional price, I think. Around here, they're more like $5 if they're organic. Nice. It has been, well, since last Monday, since I had pizza. But, I've not had much pizza this year. My pizza consumption has gone drastically down due to COVID. There's all sorts of stuff that you can grow and sell. So we got our first of our 2 fermented slaws here. I'm going to stop calling these Curtido. These are definitely not Curtido. Which is a Salvadorian pickled slaw that's served more like a condiment. So there we go. We'll let that ferment. I use these cutesy little silicone lids that'll still burp out, but they hold the pressure enough for just general air. If you're doing something you're really worried about, I probably wouldn't use these for them, but just for pickling something or throwing it in the fridge, they're great. Super hot chilies, huh? Nice. Nice that they remember you. It's always good when a place... I have no memory whatsoever, so that's always a good one to catch me. See if they remember me or if they know me from some time ago. Wait, you smoked the pizzas or the guys? Oh, the peppers. These haven't risen much more, but I'm going to go with these as they are. We'll throw them in the oven. We'll see how they turn out here. We need 25 minutes on the timer. Gotta press start. That's a big slice of onion that made it through. A couple big slices of onion that made it through there. Not great with my wow. Oh well, so this is, I'm just going to leave it in there. This is going to be tonight's salad. Going to add a little olive oil to this and call it done. We were talking about kraut earlier. I was saying that was making all of this because I'm expecting I'm probably going to get another cabbage here on next Friday. And I didn't know what else I could do, and I couldn't think of anything other than maybe like sauerkraut to do. I like sauerkraut. I don't eat it straight like apparently other people in chat do. But I sort of feel like if I'm going to make it, I'm probably end up making too much than I need. Yeah, cabbage rolls is a definite one that I could do. I've done that once before, though. Yeah, I did sort of do a Polish version last time. Polish-ish. So I think we're set and just hanging out here until our buns are done in the oven. Yeah, I do love me a pastrami. I do love me a corned beef, both with kraut or on the dog. It's good. I mean, I've used this thing before. I don't just have that for looks, but I just don't go through it. Oh, actually, you guys can't see what I'm even pointing at here. This guy. He's not just for looks. He doesn't have anything in him right now. But, that is a fermentation crock. So I think I'm going to clean up these, a little bit of plates here. See what our pork tastes like. Yep, tastes like pork and caramelized onions. Yep, that's my crock. What, you guys don't have a crock like that? Home beer and a turkey fryer. That's not one I've heard of. I mean, I assume you could probably cook it pretty well in there. But doing the fermentation one? Hey, Glass. Welcome in. How we been? Oh, absolutely, Slice. Those things are royally dangerous. Used to drive me nuts. I used to have to work out of a commissary with my mobile kitchen. And so it's obviously a shared event space. And there will be guys there cooking stock and stuff all night long on those things outside. And like, what? Wow! Welcome, guys! Thank you for that raid, Miss Molly. What were we cooking tonight? How we doing, everyone? Welcome in, welcome in. We are making some stuffed milk buns, milk bread buns, which I just threw in the oven here. They got another 18 minutes to go here in the oven. I've stuffed those with leftover pork and caramelized onions. Thank you for that raid, Miss Molly. Hopefully you guys are all having a great night. We also made a little slaw up earlier. And we've got some slaw that I'm going to ferment here. That's been salted up and packed into these jars so that you can go into the fridge here a little bit later. And we're waiting on our milk bread. What's everyone been eating lately? What's new with What's new in everyone's lives? For anyone new in here, welcome. Hi, I'm Jason. I cook here 3 nights a week. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Wednesdays I've been doing ingredient challenges. I've been holding votes in my Discord. You guys are welcome to join my Discord and add your votes or make your own suggestions for new ingredients. And so every Wednesday this week we're looking between eggnog and McDonald's French fries. Eggnog has a commanding lead. And so Wednesday I'm probably going to be cooking with eggnog for both dessert and dinner. Awesome. And Wednesday, so that's Wednesdays. Fridays and Sundays, I have quite a list of upcoming dates down below, but it's more of what I feel like cooking. Started off streaming. I live in Sonoma County. I go to the farmers markets regularly. I do Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday because I used to go to the farmers markets in the morning beforehand and sort of formulate what I was going to stream later that night. That has drastically changed this year. And so we have a long list of upcoming dates with everything planned ahead because I have to plan everything ordering ahead of time. But it's been a lot of fun. I'm a former Mixer streamer. I've been here on Twitch since the demise of Mixer. No worries. Thank you for the vote of confidence there, Kitchen Confidence. And thank you, Paige Pot Pie and Arbitrator, for the follows. I appreciate that. So if you guys haven't been in here, some of the other interesting things that I've done in the past year as far as the ingredient challenge, is last week was donuts, and so I made roast chicken with donut stuffing and with a donut pudding. I've done Pocky, popcorn, Pop-Tarts, Twinkies, a couple others, and you can see a slideshow of all the other past dinners up in the top corner there of the stream. Thank you for that follow, you loose. What happened to my water dish? I need some more water here. Anyone have any questions? Ask me anything. Sorry, we're sort of in a little bit of a lull here, waiting for that to bake up. But I really appreciate that raid, Miss Molly. Thank you. Checking something here real quick, sorry. We still got 12 minutes on our countdown. What's in the oven? I have milk bread. Buns. I started from scratch making the milk bread here today, and so using the, I'm gonna butcher it, but Dijon method, where you cook a little flour with some milk and water, break down the starch. That way you end up with a much softer, fluffier bread in the end. And so I've made rolls with that, and then I've stuffed them with leftover pork. I made a nice large long bone pork loin rack on Friday, so we're using the leftovers from that along with some caramelized onions, and we're stuffing that in there spiced, and re-rolled those, let them proof, and they're now in the oven. So we got some nice looking rolls coming out here in 10 minutes or so. How are we looking on our battle here? Got another 5 minutes on our Stream Raiders battle. Yes, the battle cry is Okio no Moyaki. I still can't pronounce it. I was pondering just leaving it back to you again there, but I had to give it another chance. Paige, I just did a simple vinegar and oil with the slaw for tonight. I would normally make... I actually have a recipe for a coleslaw dressing that I used to do all the time. That's sort of like a homemade mayo that's sweetened with honey and celery leaves. But don't have any eggs in the house tonight. I'm actually using the last egg that I have in the house for the milk bread. I appreciate that, but I will not be repeating it anywhere close to that again. I took 3 years of Spanish, and yeah, none of that stuck in college. Apple cider vinegar. It's sort of my go-to for vinegar. My Atlas? No, I can't. At least not properly. I put one of these in the fridge and not the other, didn't I? Yeah, I totally did. What are you drinking, Kitchen Confidence? You got something interesting in your hand because you've been out traveling around all day? For those familiar with Kitchen Confidence, he's traveled to LA right now and he's visiting other streamers in the LA area right now. I've heard that name before. I've heard of that before. I haven't had it. What's that fizzy drink that doesn't... It sounds Scottish. So for those who aren't familiar with my voting, we'll go over that again anyways. Since we're sitting here hanging out. We have the Discord where we have normal walk-in, but we have our dinner voting, and we have fries versus eggnog. We had donuts. All these guys in the past did gummy worms. And we have our suggestion list here where you guys can feel free to add your own suggestions in. And vote for as many as you want just by reacting. So that's what I've been doing on Wednesdays. Fridays and Sundays are much more food dinner projects. Have some wine, have something. I've been doing a lot of national holiday food the last 2 months. Not really my thing, but it's been working out here for a little bit. Oh, our battle's ready. With this meal, drink-wise, I don't know. That'd be a sort of rough one because these two are... I'd almost want to go like beer or something. Something very generic that could go across. Because the acidity in this is going to kill most wine. So I'd almost have to go like sparkling. otherwise. But the sparkling, I wouldn't want those guys with sparkling. So, yeah, I'm probably going to go... I don't do a lot of beer, but I'd probably do beer. Tonight I'm actually doing aspirin, so I'm not doing alcohol at all. But thank you for that question, Confidence. Pickle beer. That sounds interesting. Let's do our battle here. Maybe a little loud. Yeah. Boss battle. Do we get it? We gonna do it? Victory. Beat the boss. Gret's chocolate for healing and Suki. Grats, guys. We'll do one more of these tonight. Start him off to the side here. Ash to the Beers, Kitchen Confidence. Yeah, they're doing all sorts of weird beers these days. I think it's sort of the situation we're in with, especially now, but we had such an abundance and such a boom. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been watching, but the amount of microbreweries that have opened in the last 2 decades is redonkulous. There's a stat that I remember throwing around that the number of microbreweries in Chicago increased like 5-fold. And so how do you distinguish yourself when there's 100 different microbreweries and you're all using the same dozen hops? And so we're getting, like cereals and pickle beer and, yeah. I feel sort of sorry for them because there's going to be a huge consolidation of some sort in the market. Regardless of I do believe that locally made, freshly made beer is a much better product, but that's besides realities of economics. Well, Paige, a lot of them have already been bought up. Like, I mentioned Lagunitas earlier today. That's been bought. All these names of the major names are being bought up by the big guys and being kept as smaller guys, but yeah, that doesn't help out. I mean, yeah. There's been a ton of microbreweries opening up in Sonoma County. I highly doubt even half of them are going to survive the next 5 years. Lagunitas was bought by Heineken, I believe. But, yeah, along that same... AB InBev is bigger than Budweiser. I mean, it is ridiculous how much stuff they have. There's only, like, 3 or 4 players in the game, really. As far as the real big ones. But there's a whole bunch here in Sonoma. I don't want to get too specific about where I am. But there's a lot of them in Sonoma County that aren't going to live. Let's take a look at our buns. Those look like buns. Oh, you wanted to see them? I guess we can arrange for that. Now the one in the center, I rolled a little too thin. The rest of them, those are looking nice. Alright, Kitchen Confidence, we're just wrapping up here. Gonna add a little butter to this party. Gonna break one of these open. And then we're gonna show someone, find someone to send all you lovely people off to hang out with. Let's quick microwave a little butter to melt over the top of these guys. We got our slaw to go with that. This guy ended up looking a little thin too. And that guy maybe too, but I say thin, but thin because I re-rolled them to get the bottoms nice and smooth. And that moved everything inside of them. How are you not melted yet? Should have boiled you by this point. Silly butter. There we go. So let's see what we got here. I'm gonna risk breaking one of these open a little too early here to give you guys a insight into what we got here. Make sure I actually have it on the right screen here. Okay. So I'm wishing they could have rised a little bit more than they did there. but I think that still looks damn tasty. And I'll take a photo after the stream. Let's see who we can spread some love to here tonight. Excuse me. Want to thank you guys all for joining me tonight. Thank you for that lovely raid, Miss Molly, if you're still hanging out. I think we should pass you guys along to another food cooker here. Food, or culinarian. See who's working on what here tonight. All right. I'm gonna send you guys all off to Tabatai cooking. Looks like he's having a good meal tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. I will be back here on Wednesday. We're still deciding on in the Discord what I'll be working with. Either going to be doing McDonald's fries or eggnog for both dinner and dessert. So both savory and sweet applications. Maybe doing a drink too. Happy to have you back if you give me a follow. And I hope you all have a great night and show some love to Tabatai. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great night.